to relieve poverty and advance the education of children of a Masonic family and, where funds permit, support other children in need. That is the mission statement of the Royal Masonic Trust for girls and boys. Its origins date back to 1788 when Chevalier Ruspini founded a school for the daughters of deceased and distressed Freemasons, which later became the Royal Masonic Institution for Girls. The boys' charity was founded in 1798, and the two charities were merged to form the modern RMTGB 25 years ago. Currently, support is given to over 1,700 children and grandchildren of Freemasons to relieve poverty and provide educational opportunities. In the last 26 years alone, the RMTGB has distributed over £155 million in support. Ruspini House provides student accommodation in London, allowing young people to take advantage of learning, training and work experience opportunities in the capital. Choral bursaries are provided for choristers at 27 cathedrals. Talent Aid supports children in music, sport and the performing arts. Bryony Loseby is a talented dancer who the Trust helped with her studies at Liverpool Institute of Performing Arts.
Basically, it paid for everything really. It was my tuition had to be paid up front, right at the beginning of the year, so they took care of that straight away. And there was also money that went towards my accommodation, which is great. Obviously, a year in a place like Liverpool, right in the middle of the city, is quite expensive. So, and then there was a bit of money left over, which obviously was towards all the sort of equipment, uniform that we had to have. So yeah, they helped sort of in every way possible, really. I'm very grateful. I wouldn't be sort of where I am. That year was just probably the best year of my life, and the thought of sort of not going there and not having that sort of life experience behind me is, it's just brilliant.
And let's not forget non-Masonic children. The charity set up Lifelights in 1998 to support every children's hospice by providing IT equipment. Stepping Stones, launched in 2010, helps children and young people who are deprived and educationally disadvantaged. In the words of Mike Woodcock, president of the RMTGB, despite a 100% increase in the number of beneficiaries we now assist compared to 20 years ago, we are able to maintain our proud record of never having turned away a needy child due to lack of funds. 5 years have passed since we set out on the journey to raise funds for this festival. An ambitious target was set, and now we'd like to take a few moments to look at some of the activities lodges throughout the Masonic Province of Buckinghamshire have organised to support those who need it most. Would you fancy cycling 1,500 miles from Gibraltar to Stowe to raise money? Most of us would balk at 1 mile. When worshipful brother Gavin Lannan read about the so-called rock ride, he certainly wasn't daunted.
I think I could do that. And it just sort of snowballed from there, and here we are 9 months later, and we've got 9 terrific guys who completed it, and we've raised a terrific amount for charity, something like £50,000 to £60,000.
But if you fancy something a little less energetic, what better than a hog roast? That's the thinking of the Bourne End, Wickham and Temple Manor lodges, which organised this rather splendid barbecue at Radnage Village Hall. With skills to put even Gordon Ramsay to shame, our chef deftly carves the fresh pork. A lovely day, excellent company with plenty of time to take 5 and relax. And the amount raised?
Anywhere between 900 and £1,000.
Amongst the most popular outdoor events organised by the Buckinghamshire Freemasons are angling days for disadvantaged young people at the Masonic Trout and Fishing Club in Leighton Buzzard. Today there are 3 groups, including the Wickham carers. These youngsters carry the heavy responsibility of providing care for handicapped parents or siblings, and are really enjoying a wonderful day of relaxation in this rural paradise. And imagine the thrill of landing a £5 trout if you're blind.
Wow, that's a big one.
With 2 lakes, everyone's had time to experience both coarse and fly fishing. At the end of the day, awards to recognise outstanding achievements.
Biggest fish of the day.
Biggest fish of the day, that is tremendous.
And of course, there's a certificate for everyone before the catch is divided up. Guess what's on the menu for tea tonight? How can you combine an enjoyable day in the fresh air, leisurely exercise and sport with a worthwhile fundraising activity? What better than Buckinghamshire Charity Golf Day? Everyone can play a competitive round of golf with varying degrees of success before returning to the clubhouse for a great social evening.
Firstly, it's to raise some much needed funds for the Royal Masonic Trust for Boys and Girls and for the British Heart Foundation. And secondly, really, to bring Freemasonry into the community, show people what we do and how we raise money for the charities.
Fancy a little flutter? Then you've come to the right place. Wilton Hall in Bletchley is the setting for a Masonic casino night. Add a few auction items and sprinkle on a touch of cabaret and you have the perfect recipe for a great evening. So place your bets, ladies and gentlemen, and may Lady Luck be with you tonight. All in the interest of fundraising, of course.
I enjoy these events. I enjoy getting out, having fun, and by having fun, raising money for charity. We raised £5,000 last year that all went to Wilton Hospice, and we're looking to raise a similar figure.
From the glamour of a casino, we move to a cold February evening in Aston Clinton, where these little fellows are creating quite a stir. In case you haven't guessed already, it's ferret racing. Yes, ferrets. And it's really very exciting.
Oh, it's a fun night. It is so much fun. The ferret you've bet on is always the one that's not come out of the trap, but it's just fun to watch them, and it's a good evening. The money we raise is not for us. It all goes to some sort of charity.
Mason's balls always have great entertainment and a lively atmosphere. And tonight's no exception, as the Spread Eagle at Tame comes to life with the retro sounds of Mike Fabgear and the Permissive Society. Alias Brother Mike Southern and his band. Once again, there's an auction at this event raising funds for the RMTGB. And how could you resist this little chap?
This is the 5-foot Masonic teddy bear.
£100 for the teddy bear. Okay.
In fact, it's a current project. It's been running for just over a year now.
iHelp is a youth initiative from the Buckinghamshire Freemasons, which seeks to help fund worthwhile community projects undertaken by dedicated youngsters who give up their time to help the needy. Each group makes a presentation about their work to a judging panel. As well as a cheque for £250 to help fund the projects, there are certificates and trophies to recognise the contribution these young people have made. And once the judging is complete, the announcement of the winners who will represent Buckinghamshire in the provincial finals of this competition.
It'll mean a great deal because that means we're able to take our project forward and finish the garden that we're doing at Milton Keynes Hospital. Physiotherapy patients in the hospital will be able to use the garden when it's finished for their exercise, their therapy.
But it's not just the young people who give up their time for worthy projects. Many lodges took part in this year's Freemasons in the Community Week.
This was a joint project this morning. It was a combination between two lodges, St George's Lodge and Scientific as well. And between us we had 12 members down here this morning. One actually brought his wife, another one brought his 2 children with us, and they've been an absolute score.
And here we are at another project for Freemasonry Community Week. It's a puzzles preschool near Buckingham.
Puzzle requires over £300,000 a year to run. The majority of that's done through fundraising. I understand the Freemasonry is also involved in some of those activities.
Partners of Masons have also been actively involved in fundraising for the RMTGB, with a host of activities such as this hog roast at Marlow. And where better to hold the event than in the tranquil surroundings of your own back garden, especially when it comes complete with its own bar. The culmination of all the hard work during the festival is celebrated with a fun day at Stowe School. Not only are Masons and their families there, but also representatives of organisations which benefit from Masonic donations. And there's plenty to entertain the whole family.
Well, the purpose of today is to allow the ordinary Freemason to really enjoy a day out with his children, his grandchildren. They are the future of Freemasonry. And it's also to celebrate the Royal Masonic Trust for Girls and Boys 25th anniversary and our festival. 21st century Masonry has to be different. It has to involve his wife and his children, because if we don't, we won't lock them in.
And what do the youngsters think of this day out?
I thought it was really, really good. The dodgems are really good fun.
Quite like the rides, and the food's been pretty good.
I liked looking around and I liked the rides.
It was brilliant.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was so fun. I loved it. It was really good.
I think it's been exceedingly well organised, and I'm pleasantly surprised at the number of people that have turned up.
The interest today has been phenomenal.
We always have had good support from Bucks Freemasons, and today just proves how supportive they really are.
But now, 5 years down the line, and several hundred events later, we come to the moment when we can reveal the final total we in the province of Buckinghamshire have donated.